Hailey Bieber mirrors almost everything Selena Gomez does.
But I wanted it to be my heart.
I wish people just knew my heart.
I'm a nerd. I'm not like cool like that. I barely know half the celebrities' names now.
This is the 2020s, an era where individuality is bigger than your toxic ex's inflated ego.
In a past life, I think I was an animal. I was either a horse or a dog.
Where a personal brand is the only brand you wear, where being quirky is a personality, and being basic is a bigger crime than abortion.
The United States has one of the highest individualism scores out of any nation in the world.
But surprise, you might be more basic than you think. You might get mad by hearing this, but you are not that unique. In fact, none of us is. Being a member of society means being under the influence of not only people you interact with, but also the whole globe in the era of the internet. And consciously or subconsciously, you're a copycat.
Hey. Wait, what? My class is this time.
And the people you copied are copycats of others. Nothing is new under the sun. Uniqueness is only truly an illusion. But do not feel discouraged, for you'll have a brand new view on creativity and uniqueness after this video. What inspired this topic of conversation is actually the Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez drama.
I thought everything was good after this photo came out. There's a lot more though, like the pink dress and the pose. Selena starts a cooking show, but so does Hailey. Oh, this too, by the way. Coincidence, right? Why not copy the same ring too?
Try to put your judgment of who you support on the side. And let's view the whole internet tea through another lens. While dismantling the modern day illusion of chasing after individuality, why no one wants to be like the other girls. And if creativity is dead, the Hailey and Selena drama. I purposely did not touch on this topic at the peak of the drama for two main reasons. First, I think whatever issues that sparked the supposed conflict is none of anyone else's business. And second, I am just not a fan of the internet's constant need to put women against each other. Both are successful, amazing, beautiful women killing it in their careers, and 99% of the whole drama is not confirmed animosity between Hailey and Selena, but just people making speculations.
Selena gets a G tattoo. Hailey gets a G tattoo. Selena gets a J ring. Hailey gets a J tattoo, same as the ring. Selena starts a cooking show. Hailey starts a cooking show.
And if you're not looped in on the Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez tea, good for you. Because I felt like it was all over my social media feed, and I will give you a quick rundown for some context. Basically, Hailey was accused of shading Selena Gomez after Selena was body shamed in a TikTok in January that was then deleted. In Hailey's deleted video, her and Kendall Jenner and Justine Skyle lip synced the sound, quote, "And I'm not saying she deserved it, but God's timing is always right."
Saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right.
It just so happened that this video came after Selena was body shamed over photos of her on vacation in Cabo and photos of her at the Golden Globes. And both sides have very emotional supporters. People angry at Hailey for body shaming Selena, and others saying that Selena is just playing the victim. Before we jump to the main focus, which is how Hailey was accused of copying Selena over the years, I just want to reiterate that it is totally cool to support one woman and / or the other. But my 2 cents is, why the hell do we always feel the need to put women against each other? By connecting spontaneous events to make quote-unquote meaning and drama out of it? Anywho, that is the background. And what really intrigued me was how, ever since this drama began, the internet has crazy analyzed Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez and listed at least 30 ways that Hailey has been copying Selena over the years, from Instagram photos to interview responses to even wearing the same dress, similar street styles, having the same poses, and having the same tattoos, which does seem a little too much and intentional. Selena's G tattoo comes from her love for her little sister Gracie, where Hailey's is a little hard to explain, and the J tattoo on Hailey's finger resembles quite a bit the ring Justin Bieber gave Selena years ago. All of this could be a coincidence. We will never know, but on the presumption that Hailey's stylistic choices were influenced by Selena, in plainer terms on the internet, copying? Why are people so mad about this? So what if she is copying? Is there something fundamentally wrong with not being 100% original? It's inevitable to be the same. The chameleon effect explains why we as humans unconsciously copy other people's mannerisms. The mechanism behind the chameleon effect, researchers argue, is the perception-behavior link. This is a phenomenon whereby just witnessing someone doing something, you become more likely to do it too. This link is well documented when it comes to micro-level behaviors you can mimic unconsciously. Gestures, postures, speech patterns, moods, you name it. In 1999, New York University researchers Chartrand and Barg set up an experiment where each of the participants worked with a partner, secretly an actor, on a task in which they took turns describing photos, where the actor smiled, maintained a neutral expression, jiggled his or her foot, or rubbed his or her face, and the participant tended to follow suit. This seemed to be totally unconscious, because in exit interviews, most people said they hadn't even noticed their partner's mannerisms, and none of them remarked on the mannerisms being studied, such as smiling, foot jiggling, face rubbing, even though they themselves mimicked the actions. And since this impacts us rarely on a conscious level, we as humans hate to feel the lack of control when we get called out for mimicking someone. More so, we hate feeling unoriginal, where the influence of someone else overrides our presumption of total freedom on our own. I'm sure if you study Hailey Bieber with someone she interacts with closely in her life, like Kendall Jenner, you can find a lot of similarities too. And since Selena is Justin Bieber's ex, I don't see how it's illogical for Hailey to pay a lot of attention to Selena. That may have influenced her mannerisms and choices of style. And the reversal is also true. Fans of Selena and Hailey will consciously or unconsciously resemble similar styles of speech, action, and fashion. Just like how if I were not a big fan of Melanie Martinez since like a decade ago and really look up to Best Dressed as a creator, the very first style of hair change that came to my mind for last year's Coachella would not have been a split tone hair. That I later also inspired other people to adopt. And that is the powerful and beautiful thing about human interactions. In fact, I think the way Hailey dresses similarly to Selena is a sign of showing admiration. And I know that some, if not most of you, will hate to admit that you're just like everyone else.
I don't watch TV.
Like, no one cares. You don't get an award because you watch less TV.
And I hear you. We are the same in trying to be different. The illusion of being unique. In popular culture today, it is almost a sin to be liking or disliking something to the mass appeal. That's why people spend millions on quote-unquote art that no one else understands. When once a great artist reaches a certain height of fame, they lose a crowd of fans who now deem them as basic. Why the quote-unquote best films by critics can never be blockbusters or million-grossing features, but the most hard-to-sit-through pieces of art. Living in a generation hunger for individuality and more determined than ever to claim our uniqueness, we rebel in the most futile ways.
In case you haven't noticed, I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in, and I don't want to fit in. Have you ever seen me without the stupid hat on? That's weird.
Listening to music more so for their quirkiness than for the purpose of enjoyment, just so our Spotify Wrapped looks more eccentric. Binging a whole Netflix series that's trending, then brushing off a cool comment like, oh, it was alright, a little cliche. And when we distinguish ourselves from the supposed cliche or mainstream, we almost feel a sense of elevation, a sense of superiority. Don't feel bad. We've all done it and are still doing it. I've definitely purposely liked something to be quote-unquote different. Watched many boring films for the sake of the artistic value. and also disliked something to be different. Refusing to listen to some bomb Taylor Swift tracks just because I was scared of being called basic. Perhaps we all feel somewhat helpless that in the grand scheme of time and biology, we cannot escape the fate of being homogenous as a species. We rebel and counteract our nature to distinguish ourselves from the crowd without knowing that that is also what everyone else is doing. So, if we dare to be a little more honest with ourselves, we are all hopelessly basic. And the quote-unquote innovative ways we try to be quirky and unique have already been tried in the past. This can be seen in the pattern of fashion as trend cycles come and go and make their return again. Something starts out as ugly or novel, then becomes cool and chic, then passé and dies out until it is used again as the solution to another trend that resurged and died down. So yes, unfortunately, low-rise jeans will at least come back a few more times during our lifetime. And all the same to social media. Like I said in my recent commentary about TikTok, the boom of TikTok just echoed every new generation's desperate need to feel different. From MySpace in 2005 to Facebook in 2008, and then to Instagram with a brief interlude by Snapchat in about 2014. Like every other generation before us, we feel the need to prove ourselves to be different, cooler, better. And just like how you don't follow or repost your mom's Facebook timeline highlights, no kid born 20 years later will find TikTok as the cool thing anymore. And the sad reality is, we are just doing the same thing our parents did and the same thing their parents did through a different format. So the ultimate question is creativity dead? And in case if you haven't forgotten about the Hailey Bieber Selena Gomez drama that sparked this whole thought rabbit hole, where does the line draw between being inspired and copying? Is creativity dead? As Pablo Picasso said, art is theft. I think we need to use a new lens to look at what constitutes as creativity. Quite contrary to the popular belief that creativity needs to be 100% unique, which beats us down to the core and wasting our time to be quote-unquote not like everyone else. Many successful artists like Picasso actually believe that creativity is the art of borrowing. In plain terms, copying. The true uniqueness comes from how something is borrowed. As written in the book Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon, garbage in, garbage out. Quote, the artist is a collector, not a hoarder. Hoarders collect indiscriminately. Artists collect selectively. And to come think of it, artists or scientists alike, nothing is 100% invented out of thin air. Something has to be borrowed from the past, whether that's knowledge, ideas, or stylistic choices. Coco Chanel or Gabrielle Bernard Chanel is another perfect example. As the French fashion designer who ruled Parisian haute couture for almost 6 decades, Chanel inarguably shook up the world of fashion with her iconic designs. Were they unique, avant-garde, and innovative? Absolutely. But in essence, Chanel just took very basic men's fashion at the time with trousers, coats, and hats and altered them to become the new silhouettes that are now a staple in women's fashion. Even though suit designs or practical wears were not unheard of, the way that Chanel copied existing concepts and designs that gave them a new light through a new application is where the true heart of creativity lies. Was Chanel being a copycat? Well, she definitely did not invent trousers and suits. But was she an icon with a unique taste? Absolutely. And the proof of that was how influential her taste was that became a contagious trend-setting power and dictated how not only Parisian women, but also women across the globe dressed, with lasting impacts to this day. Because good ideas are worth copying and spreading. Good styles are worth trending, good music is worth tuning into, just like how good videos are worth sharing. So you better share this one after you like and subscribe. And be a prestige member of the Unlimited Squad. Or don't, and just miss out on the good opportunities to grow your thinking. With that, I think the distinction between taking inspiration, aka stealing like an artist, versus just stealing, is what you do with what you steal. Focusing only on the fashion, I think Hailey Bieber takes a unique spin on what people accuse her of stealing from Selena Gomez. And I think it shows two things. First, that Hailey has admiration for Selena, and second, that Selena, like Chanel, has a good style worth people taking inspirations from. And like an artist, I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of in copying others in fashion, taste, and mannerisms. So just be honest with yourselves and like or dislike whatever film, artist that others may judge you as basic for. Because the difference is, like all humans who cannot escape the fate of resembling someone or doing something already done, you're basic and you know it, but they're basic and unaware.